It's kind of like going to dad when your ex is being a meanie weenie and you need to have somebody step in because you can't handle your own problems. I'm talking about the May 27th throne speech when King Charles is set to deliver Mark Carney's vision for the future. Now, I'm not totally disrespecting this, so stick with me, but I have some thoughts. Let's go. Welcome back to a new week of Bakes on Things. And boy, do we get heated right out of the gate. On May 27th, for the first time in nearly 50 years, a reigning monarch, King Charles III, is coming to Canada. And he's going to deliver our speech from the throne. And we should all be excited about this, right? This is something we haven't done in years, decades even. Now, I will start by saying this. I do respect tradition, so don't turn this off if you do as well. I respect the monarchy's place in Canada's history. I do. And yes, there's something very powerful about a head of state participating in a Canadian constitutional ceremony, especially when we're under threat from external pressures by Trump, his tariffs, and his tantrums. But here's what I want you to listen to if you listen to anything in this episode. Don't let the red carpet fool you. This event is 100% entirely political theater. And behind that curtain in the theater is your new prime minister you voted in, Mark Carney, and an agenda that deserves scrutiny and not pageantry. So let's prove this for a second. Let's talk about this because is this really sovereignty or is it symbolism? And that's the first claim Carney's team is going to try and push on you. In fact, is already pushing through the mainstream media that this moment, Mark Carney has attracted the king to deliver the throne speech for the first time in decades. This moment proves Canadian sovereignty. And okay, I get that it could look like that. The argument is we're not American, which we're not. We're not under Obama or Biden. We're not under Trump. We're under the crown. And we always have been, and that's unique. And so, therefore, that's a fair argument. I'll give you that. But riddle me this, friends. How sovereign are we, really, when a British monarch is coming to Canada and delivering the vision for Canada's domestic policy, something of which he knows nothing about? Let me break this down a little bit further. Don't turn it off. This is a legit argument. I want you to listen to it. The king doesn't write this speech, just so you know. The king doesn't vet the policies within such speech, just so you know. The king doesn't debate the bills that come after the speech is made, just so you know. And the king doesn't answer to your, yes, you, Canadians, questions or holding him accountable after the speech, just so you know. So he's a symbol, not a sovereign policymaker. So, what does this really say about us? What does this really say about the message we're sending to the world? We didn't break free from American influence. Does it say that? Maybe we just swapped it for a gold plated British podium with a velvet cushion. And that's fine if we're honest about it. But we have no intention, and the Liberal government has no intention of being honest about it. Instead, they will sell this to you. But don't parade this around as a moment of ultimate Canadian independence, because frankly, it actually looks like we needed royal permission to feel important again. We've basically gone to mommy or gone to daddy in this case and said, make me feel handsome again, make me feel important, and daddy stepped in to do so. So, Mark Carney, the recently elected prime minister, the liberal leader of Canada, who really should be governing and is not handing this over to the governor general to deliver this speech, even though he thinks he has a clear democratic mandate, has pulled off one of the ultimate deflections in Canadian history. And again, the pomp, the circumstance, I get it all. But he's hiding behind the monarchy. Think about it. If this throne speech was being delivered by the Governor General of Canada as per tradition, Canadians would turn on their TVs, those who are interested in it, and be laser focused on what's inside it. But what are they going to do this time? What are they going to do now? They're going to turn it on for the photo op, a distraction. The king has arrived. He's here and he's delivering the speech. And I don't even care what it says. He's there. He's on my screen. How prestigious. Let's all talk about what suit he is wearing today, what crown he brought with. Meanwhile, buried deep within that speech, carbon taxes return under a new name and a new target. Sky high capital spending with no offsetting revenue plan whatsoever. A home equity tax that's been floated for years will sneak just below the surface. And a potential federal encroachment on provincial rights will slide on through because the king is saying it. So, are we going to ask King Charles about that? No, of course not. The media is not even allowed to talk to the man because he doesn't answer to us at all. The person who does answer to us, though, is Mark Carney, and he'll be hiding behind the king. So, when we look at this as something like a historical first or political last resort, here's a question no one's asking. Why are we doing this now? Like, I get the whole Trump thing, but it's not really valid. Why is this the moment? The first time in literally 5 decades that we bring the monarch into the chamber. Think of the times we didn't do this. We didn't do this after 9/11. We did not do this after the 2008 financial crash. We did not do this during COVID. And we did not do this when Mark Carney's Liberal government's inflation started spiraling out of control. So now that Carney needs a distraction from his unbelievable high spending and World Economic Forum agenda, a divided country, a crumbling liberal base, whether you believe it or not, and rising conservative support overall, now we roll out the royal red carpet. This is when we do this. Listen, folks, this is no coincidence. And if you believe it is, you are brainwashed. It is entirely and 100% strategical. The reason he doesn't care that Pierre Poilievre is going to get a seat in Calgary is A, he knows he can't force him to lose it. And this is happening. Go to the PMO's official press release. They literally said, and I quote, let me try to be this way. This historic honor matches the weight of our times. That's PR speak. All of that is PR speak. It matches the weight of our times. What the hell are you talking about? This is literally not the crisis you're playing it up to be, and you know it. We need a headline bigger than our economic disaster. See, the royal illusion of endorsement is what's coming out here. Okay, this is what this gives Mark Carney, and the reality is, Canadians, for whatever reason, trust King Charles, and there's no reason not to, really, because he's apolitical to them. So when he delivers this speech, now all of a sudden he's above the fray. He must believe in it. He's a grandfatherly figure to us, a symbol of stability in a chaotic world. But when he reads a speech written entirely by the Carney Liberals, it does create the illusion, which Mark Carney wants, that the king agrees with this speech. Again, let's be 110% clear. The king is not allowed to express opinions. So when he reads this speech, he will not be expressing support for it. He doesn't debate the merits of the policy within the speech, which is why he won't have read it ahead of time because it does not matter to him. And yet he will say the words out loud on camera, on CBC, on CTV, on Global News, in full regalia. Do you think most Canadians will say, oh, that's just symbolic? Silly king. What's he doing here? No, of course not. They'll assume it's been vetted, blessed, and endorsed by the king, unless you share this video and share this message and share this type of message as it comes out from others. And that, my friends, unless you share it, is dangerous. Canadians truly believing that he endorses this policy, he doesn't endorse it, he hasn't even read it. Because now you're not just using ceremony, you're actually weaponizing public trust in the monarchy to sell your political policy. This is what Mark Carney is doing. That is not democracy, folks. That's entire 100% stagecraft. Stagecraft. He is building this up and utilizing the monarchy against you. See, if we truly want to assert Canadian sovereignty, which I believe truly most Canadians from coast to coast want to do, how about this? How about build our economic independence so we don't fold every time the US slaps a tariff on our lumber or steel? Can we not do that? Like what is the problem here? Why can't we stand up to foreign interference without waiting for royal backup? You literally want to have daddy come in with his crown on to tell you that he believes in you, even though he doesn't really because he's not allowed to? Why can't we just show the world our strength through innovation, diplomacy, and values, and not just through parades and pageantry? And above all, let the Canadian people speak through elections and not ceremonies. Okay, we elected this man, fine. But he needs to be the one to deliver this speech. He needs to be the one accountable to what it says within. He needs to be the one accountable for the debates it creates and the mess and the chaos it creates. Because this is not a message of hate toward King Charles. He's just doing King Charles-y things. I don't even hate tradition. I don't. But I do hate when politicians use tradition as camouflage for their own responsibility. And that is exactly what Mark Carney and the Liberal government are doing here. Mark Carney could have delivered his own vision through regular channels, through the Governor General. He chose this moment because it lets him shine without any scrutiny. He lets the policies go through the mouth of the king in order to look like he can't be held accountable for them. It makes him look royal without needing to act accountable at all. So if you decide to watch this on May the 27th, I urge you this. Don't get lost in the gold trim, the trumpets, and the ceremonial bows. Listen to the words, because those are the words of the Prime Minister you elected. Question the source. Follow the numbers and the money. Because while King Charles may sit on the throne, it's Mark Carney who's driving this kingdom. And I'm not too sure I trust where he's headed with it. And you shouldn't either. We'll catch you tomorrow.